Hey guys, Void of Dust Gaming here, and today I've got something quick and dirty for you. It's a Sunday, and the weather is actually quite alright, so I don't want to bother you with a video content. That might just be too long, so today we are going to feature Krizzix. He has made an appearance a couple of weeks or months ago. He's still pretty solid in the pick ban phase, because he's got the kit. He can be invisible, he can run around, he can pull people into his range, and he is actually quite bulletproof, I would say. Like, he's quite tanky, to be fair. So yeah, this video is gonna feature my Krizzix build. Nothing spectacular, and the only thing that I can mention before we hop right into the build section is, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, there is this wonderful subscription button that you can just hit and you will get a notification every time I release a new video. And if you like the video, please like and share as well. So without further ado, let's check out the build and then we're gonna see some gameplay. Well, so in brief, as you can see, we play a pretty standard support build, consisting of the core items, the Aegis, we've got the Gaius standard, and we have the Mail of Pain. So that's basically the bread and butter of this build. You want to take Gilded Greaves if the enemy might have more than the usual amount of AD based damage heroes. You might switch them to Sonic Boots, and you can also go with the Hermes Selected for some additional speed. Your support items should be depending on what the enemy team consists of, so a shield might be quite nice if there is a tower dive potential. The ring is quite nice if someone can get invisible, and I've taken the watermark here just for some additional damage because I will be around my carry quite often. So Arcana wise, nothing spectacular. I'm going with the mage tank, so I do have some damage in the terms of the Violate 10 times. Benevolence is quite nice because you get movement speed and stuff, and we've got the Valence for some HP as well as cooldown reduction, because that just means that we can pop our spells more often. Here we are going with a full Afata build. Rivet Reader and Nature's Gift isn't really something that should surprise you. We're going with the Nature's Rage, so we inflict the burn on the enemy hero. We want to receive an additional cooldown reduction on our talent, because our talent heals our support, our AD carry, so that's quite nice, and we do get a additional cooldown reduction on our ultimate. That's the build. Let's see how it works. Here we go. I have already taken the first item of the item path for the support item. That is the usual order, and in this game you will face something that happens with Krizzix quite a lot. Krizzix has a high potential of kill stealing. He has been a little bit nerfed. In the beginning of his introduction he was actually quite strong, giving out shields and stuff like that, but he's still quite capable of inflicting damage, especially range-wise, and that's something that can bring you in the position that your AD carry can't scale that fast, because you are going to kill steal the shit out of the enemy. I don't know what she did here. That was actually a kill steal that could have been avoided, but I wasn't too sure about Mytel Anas, as I thought that she would potentially kill it, and then she didn't, and I don't know, because like AD carries at the beginning of the game, they don't really have that much damage, so sometimes you're gonna help a little bit, but as I said, Krizzix is just a little bit too powerful in the beginning of the game. Especially with the combination of being invisible, and then he's got this massive pull effect that's gonna give him a shield as well, which is actually insane, and then everything else just gets crazy. So as you can see, I kill stealed, and I feel not bad about it. There we go. That's the first flicker that we removed from the enemy team. That's something which is actually quite nice as well. People get really frightened by the second ability, and it deals a surprising amount of damage, which actually makes it really good. I do get some damage here. The good thing is that I can turn into invisibility state, which means I won't get that much damage anymore. Of course, Of course, you will face the fact that AoE damage still gets you, so you can't just put the invisible button on and if Ignis rains down fire all over the place, you're just like, chill dude, I'm not gonna get damaged. No, you will, because you're just some kind of lizard thing. And fire isn't really nice, even if you are a warm-blooded, no, cold-blooded. He should be cold-blooded. Not too sure about it. So my team does a good job here. We're going in, we're doing stuff. Enzo gets the kill, so no kill steal here. I'm gonna heal them. Yep, that's what I do. We got a little buff here, and what you can do as well is you can do a lot of like psychological mind fucks. As you can see, the Raz was really like, oh my god, there's a Krizzix behind me and he needs to get out to be alive, which gave us the opportunity to put some damage on the tower, and now it's gonna be even worse. And yes, killed him by surprise. I guess that's fate. Boy, that's fate. And it's fatal as well. Yeah, well, that was a really bad pun. So, I mean, the beginning of the game isn't really that spectacular. Like, you should basically think that this is gonna be something that happens a lot. So we're not putting too much emphasis on this. I'm just running around, pulling in people, dealing damage, stealing kills, getting fed. And then, like at the beginning, you are kind of tanky. But as soon as the items begin to stack up, Zip as well as Krizzix, in my opinion, have a consistency to start getting uber tanky. And then things are going to become a little bit difficult for the enemy team, because suddenly you get the feeling that the enemy team doesn't really do any damage anymore. Of course, if they focus you and if they pack the full speed of every bullet into your face, you still gonna feel it. But with Krizzix as well, and there was another flicker. Whoopsie. With more items, there comes the point in the game where you actually start to feel kind of invincible, and that's gonna be crazy. So everyone is flickering around like idiots. And good thing is that he is gonna... Oh my god, we get him. We get him, but to what cost? If that two from Gilda would have hit, then that would be a little bit different. But it doesn't matter, we have already gotten the first item and our boots, which means control effects do even less than they did before. Because of that invisible state, it doesn't really matter that much. So you can get out of that alive pretty easily most of the times. I think Krizzix to kind of like, yeah, here I supported my Telenas. But Telenas decided to get killed by some other state. And I am, as I said, like all these skill shots still damage you. So as you could see, I'm just invisible. Like that doesn't mean that I'm invincible. Still a pretty nice state. So I think Krizzix is quite versatile. Like I think he has a really good kit for a support hero, because it actually puts things into position. So if it's something singular like the shot that Gilda can do, it's always something that comes in situational. Like sometimes it's gonna be good, sometimes it's gonna be bad, but single target damage is always actually not the best kind of damage. But I think the combination of that speed increasement that you get from your 1, plus the riling in from your 2, plus the global or the team-wide invisibility, that's just crazy. Here we go. Another kill for Enzo, which actually is quite nice. And we have a Batman problem here, but that doesn't really matter because enemy is defeated. So I think the Krizzix performance is still pretty good after the whole buffs and nerfs and tweaks and twists in the meta. Not to speak of the pro level. I think just in the plat and diamond region where I stay most of the time, I think he does really well because you don't have to aim for something. You don't need to be good at skill shots, so that's actually quite nice. I mean, you have to have a little bit of a feeling for positioning so that you can maximize the outcome of your 2. And he gets out of the life. Ah, that's so mean. That's so mean. But everyone is invisible now. We do get in. And we do get the kill as well as a tower, which is actually always the way that you want to go for. I think the Heroes is actually a quite decent pick. Visually wise as well. I like I don't know anything about the lores. Oh, that was a kill steal. Oopsie. Oopsie whoopsie. Happens. As I said, like you just run in and then you deal tremendous amounts of damage with your 2, and then everything is blown up and you can't really do anything against it. So healing up my bro here. Good Gildur, and now we opened the passage to the core. After 9 minutes, boys, that's actually quite nice. And yeah, I'm marking the guys with my 1 so that Tel gets even more damage out on them. And you just need to easily run out of Batman. And here I save Telenas, but she needs to run. That wasn't actually... Like, I'm glad that she managed to survive here and get out of alive, because I just pressed my ult here just for the sake of freeing her from getting any damage. But it's looking good, like 337, I can deal with that as a support hero, like, I can even deal with 0-10s if I win the fucking game and my team survives just because I sacrifice myself once and for all. Doesn't make any sense, I guess. Once in a while, that was the term I was looking for. English level studied there. Wow. Okay, guys, I haven't really managed to set up my webcam thing with the games that I play. I've got my screen and I've got my laptop besides that, so I'm running Streamlabs on my laptop, and then I'm gonna have the video that I kind of captured while I was doing it because I can't stream yet. So I wanted to make this format, but with a good webcam format. But I think that the cam here is actually quite nice. Huh. Don't really know what to do about it. Like, this is actually pretty decent, to be fair. Like, the webcam, now that I take a closer look on it, the webcam doesn't look as good as that. And I will need a green screen. Otherwise you're gonna see my cat all the time, which is kind of fancy, but she doesn't really do a thing. And the game is over while I was just explaining shit that no one cares about. Thank God. Thank God for that. So the game is over and we've done overly well. Let's take a look at the stats. Enzo is our premier jungler and he got the MVP stat. We stored 16,000 health, which is actually quite nice. I do get a 9-9, which actually is quite nice as well. Here's the start of the build. And that's that. Tanked 30% of damage. Cool, thanks and enjoy your Sunday, guys. Bye-bye.